Alright guys, so we're going to go over slope again and really make sure everybody's in a good understanding on how to calculate it, and moving forward for if we have to do calculating type of actual formulas. So with that, we're going to talk about this with this first little graph here. So the graph shows the altitude of an airplane as it comes in for a landing. We want to find the rate of change. We're finding the slope, okay? So as you can see, we've got airplane landing and the altitude. Okay, so altitude goes up to 1,000 is where they're at, and then it takes, looks like starting at 50 seconds, then it goes to 300 seconds to get the airplane to land, okay? So we're going to start out with, first off, for step one, we're going to find the vertical change. So find the vertical change. So then we're going to go into find the horizontal change. So we're going to find the vertical change and find the horizontal change, right? Remember, this is going to be rise over run, okay? So rise over run. Step three, when we have that, we're going to make a ratio. Again, we're going to say the vertical change is notated by a triangle, okay, over the horizontal change. Okay. And then step four, if need be, we'll reduce. So reduce that ratio, reduce a fraction, however you'd like to word that, okay? So let's do this step three here, okay? Let's make ratio, let's find the vertical change. So they're going from 100, starting up here at the top, we're going from 1,000 all the way down to 0. So we're going from 1,000 to 0. So we're going to drop how far? Our vertical change, right? We're changing our vertical setup for it. Well, let me go ahead and put the triangle over here. So vertical change, okay? Vertical change, we go down 1,000 feet. We're dropping 1,000 feet. We're going from 1,000 to 0. So we're dropping 1,000 feet, so negative 1,000. We're dealing with our horizontal change. We're going, it looks like, from 50 right here. So we're going from 50 all the way to 300. So we're simply going to take 300 minus 50. And that gives us negative 1,000 over 250. And if you do a little calculation for that, you should come out to get negative 4. All right? So negative 4. Don't forget, any number like that, it's going to be over 1. Any whole number, negative or positive, is over the value of 1. So this is rise over run. So we're, in this case, it's not so much of a rise, it's a negative rise. So we're dropping 4 and going over 1. That seems to be the slope that we have here, right? The rate of change. So that means, in this case, the plane is descending 4 feet per second. All right? So if we look at this, the plane is descending at 4 feet per second, because we have our slope, in this case, is negative 4 over 1. So let's look at another one here. Let's look at just a graph dealing with some points. All right, so we're going to find the slope using a graph. And in this case, the biggest thing, or the easiest thing to do, is locate 2 points on the line. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. Let's locate 2 points on the line. All right, so let's go ahead and say, we'll pick this point right here. Pick this point right here. So we've got that, let's say that's over 2 and up 2. So I went over, so at 2, 2. And let's pick this next point over here that we got right by it. And that's going 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's at 4, and then this is 1, 2, 3. So we're going to say that's at 4, 3. All right. So we picked those 2 points. Step 2 is find the vertical and horizontal chains that we talked about earlier, right? So find vertical and horizontal change. And then step 3, once we do that, we can make a ratio. Okay, and reduce if needed. I'm just going to put that in here if we need it, and reduce if needed. Okay. So with this one, let's look at this. So we need to find, as we all know, rise over run, which is your vertical change over your horizontal. I abbreviate that a little bit easier here, so we're not taking up so much space. I'll say horizontal change. All right, so looks like if we take this point and we're going to this point, we're going to go up 1 here. So up 1, we're going 1, 2. We go over 2. So our vertical was 1 positive. We went up 1, so we changed 1. Then we go over to the right, the positive direction, 2. So 1 over 2. So therefore, that simply means our slope is 1/2. Okay? And that's what you're going to be doing looking at points on this. Make sure you're understanding, at least to start out, on one part of finding the slope of a graph if you're just given a graph and told to write an equation. And let's make sure we can practice this and get this taken care of. So with these types of little examples here, the simple way to look at slopes, right? We're going to count, see how far it goes. So with these, you want to look at them and go rise over run. So we're going up 1, we're going to the right 1. So we have 1 over 1, but it should give you 1. That's our slope. So our slope here, number 2 is, we're going up 2, we're going over 1. So we're going 2 over 1, you can write, or you simply write just 2. Number 3, moving forward, we're going 1, 2, 3 up. We're going 1 over. So our slope in this one, you could say 3 over 1. So we went up 3 over 1. Very simple to say just 3. Now, you got to think about this. You're reading from left to right. Left to right, just like you'd read a book, okay? So when you're looking at your slope here, what is this line doing? It's going down. So we're going to go down 1 and over 1. So we're going at -1 down, but +1 in the right direction. So -1 over 1 is our slope, or simply -1. Number 5, we're looking at this, rise over run. Well, we're not so much rising this, we're going down, we're descending. So we're going 1, 2, we went down 2, so -2 and over 1. So we have -2 over 1. Oh my goodness, I can write this slope. -2 over 1. or you could simply say negative 2. Same thing with 6, you're going 1, 2, 3. So we're going down 3, so negative 3 and over 1. So our slope is negative 3 over 1, or simply just negative 3, because every value, whole number like that, is over 1. On number 7, looks like our horizontal change is going a little bit more here. So we're going up 1, and we're going to the right 2, so we're up 1 over 2. So our slope is 1/2. The slope on number 8 would look like we're going up 1, and we're going over 3. So our slope, rise or run, we're going up 1 over 3. On number 9, we're looking at this, we're going 1, 2, so we're going up 2, and we're going 1, 2, 3. We jumped over 3 spots. So rise over run, we rose 2 points, we went over, we ran 3 spots. So 2/3 is the slope on that one. And number 10, again, we've got a big change going down and going in our horizontal change as well. So with this one, we got 1, 2, 3. So we went down 3, so negative 3, and we're going over 2, positive 2. So our slope is negative 3 over 2. All right, so now it's probably a good refresher for a lot of you. A lot of you probably like this pretty easy. I hope it is. So with that, there's a few of these problems here, and we'll check your understanding. And I hope you learned a little bit of something and made little things a little bit clearer for you. And I'll see you next time.